So I hadn't done anything Bikram related in a while, and I thought it would be a good time to do that. So today I'm going to try a 26 plus class, and it won't be like when it's in a regular class. It's kind of like these are the 50 different options you can do. I'm just going to go ahead and do one option, and there might be like kind of levels to it, but feel free if you know this series, you know the options to do what suits you. What I'm doing today is I'm focusing on balance. So I'm trying to make all of my options be balance focused, and what is balanced for me might not be balanced for you. So I'm not going to do a lot of arm balances today, but I'll probably do headstand, handstand. So obviously if that doesn't make sense, choose a something similar to what we've been doing that makes sense for you. So starting with our standing pranayama, line up your feet side by side and feel the weight kind of shifting back towards your heels, toes spreading wide, feel it wrapping around the muscles up your legs so you feel stable, you feel some lift up through your glutes, shoulders relax down and back. And release your fingers, thumbs at your throat, focus your eyes forward. Swallow if you need to. Breathe in for 6, out for 6, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Always using a constriction at the base of your throat. And begin. Last one. Arms down by your side. For the second set, I'm going to do a version of the anatomical breathing. So this is kind of a small movement generally. On the inhales, we start with the palms facing back behind you. On the inhales, heads of the shoulders roll up and roll back. So kind of like you're rolling your shoulders back and broadening across your chest, opening out through your palms and your fingers, and expanding through your ribs. And the exhales, you do the kind of reverse movement, rolling the heads of the shoulders forward, so you're getting wider across your upper back and feeling the ribs pull in as you exhale the air out. A lot of times people have a hard time finding this movement actually through the shoulders, so if you want to try that a few times, seeing if you can actually move your shoulders versus just kind of like wringing and flipping your hands. And then to add a balance challenge here, I'm going to try with one leg up. So the first 5, I'll be on my left leg, and I'll hover my right foot. I'm going to try to hover forward, inhale, back, exhale. And I'm going to be kind of turning out through my thigh. And then the next 5, I'll switch. One side's going to be harder than the other. So if you'd like to play along with that version, this is your chance. If you want to make it extra balance heavy, close your eyes. All right, inhale. Last one, right leg. Starting, bouncing on the right left leg up, externally rotated. Last one. And then set your left leg down. For me, at least on the side that was more challenging for the balance, I could really feel as the ribs expand and create space, lifting out of that standing leg, so you feel like this lift up through that femur. And then as you exhale and the ribs squeeze and you shorten slightly, you feel like this femur kind of dives back down into the socket. So kind of cool to switch things up a little bit, feel things a little differently. Going into the half moon, arms up over the head, stretch up to the ceiling, take some rights and lefts. I'm going to stay out of the full interlace grip and just keep my thumbs crossed, but you choose where you want to be. Keep the precision, moving laterally, so not twisting. And then we'll stop in the center. So line everything up, same kind of sensation as before, almost like you could grab the mat with your toes, sending the weight back towards your heels and feeling your bum kind of slide more underneath you. Right? I heard a nice cue the other day, like you're wearing a belt. Your belt would be all the way around parallel to the floor, so no part of your imaginary belt would be closer to the floor than any other. Reach up to the ceiling and bring your body over towards the right. So I'm shortening through the right side body, but I'm still going longer generally. So that sensation of expanding the ribs and feeling that lift up through the top of your femurs, right? Creating lots of space. If you're puffing out through the front of your ribs excessively, you can draw the front of your ribs in. Keep drawing your glutes more underneath you. And Stack your left shoulder on top of your right, your left ribs on top of your right. Left palms wrist straight. And draw in through your inner ankles, in through your inner thighs. Reach them to the back wall. Push. Lift and get longer. Push. Lift up through your low belly. Squeeze the front points of your hips together and push very hard at the end. Change. Inhale, come back up. Reach up out of your waist. Recommit to that length of power. You should feel the back of your legs activating as you press your heels down into the floor. Stretch up to the ceiling and bring your body over towards the left. This side's a lot trickier for me, right? So finding this space where you feel length, you feel like you are creating a longer spine, and where you're still stacked up, still keeping the integrity of the pose, still keeping the muscular action through the legs and the lower half of your body. So lift up in your low belly. Chin stays up, back of your neck stays long. Palms together flat. If you need to, you can square your hips slightly. And lift through your chest. So broadening across your chest. Create that sensation of lift up through the femurs. Getting taller, but still some action in your left obliques. So that sensation of squeezing in, slightly drawing the left bottom ribs closer to your left hip. Reach to the left, feel a big stretch on the right side body. Again, scroll in and roll in through your inner thighs. Scroll up, it's spending too much time with the computer. Press down through your heels, reach up taller. Inhale to lift, exhale to bring your body down and your mount more towards the end. Find your maximum and push, push, push. Inhale, come back up to the center. Taking the backward bend, lift your chest. I'm going to turn aside for this one. Draw your chin up, stretch your arms up, and slowly start to bring your arms back. Really feeling that movement through your upper back and your mid back, even if it's small. Press through your heels. 80-20 breathing works well here. So just little exhale, sort of keep filling up, keep expanding your lungs. Reach your arms back, look back, lift back, go back, more back. Inhale, slowly come back up. And then we'll go into our forward fold. Bring your body down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. You can slide your hands directly underneath your heels. I'm going to keep them at the base of my ankles. Relax your shoulders. Broaden your chest. Fold from the folds of your hips. And then just use that to slowly create more length through the back of your legs, all the way through your spine, nice and broad across your chest. We can shift a little bit forward towards your toes, towards your big toes. So you're not leaning out to the sides. And if you are leaning out to the sides, I would recommend giving yourself a little bit more space. It shouldn't be so much of a balanced posture. See if you can use your abdominal muscles a little bit more to pull yourself in towards yourself. Reach longer through your low spine. Hips up, head down, shoulders away from your ears. And then inhale, slowly come back up. And arms down by your side. Okay, so we'll go through second set with some balance challenges. Arms up over your head. Choose whatever arm variation you like. I'm just going to stick with the same thing, palms together, thumbs crossed. And I'm going to bring my weight into my right leg. Left leg hovers, body reaching over to the right. So, same as before, try to get this really long line. I'm going to flex my left foot quite a little bit, or quite a lot. And find that stability where I feel like I'm getting longer all the way through both sides of my body. Still the right armpit stays forward, underneath the left. Reach and lengthen, stretch out through your left heel. Change. Slowly use your oblique muscles to pull you back to center. Let's try the same thing on the other side. Shift your weight to your left leg. Hover your right. And just start to bring your body over to the left as you use your right leg as a counterbalance, right? Flex your right foot. So if you're keeping the foot flexed, the toes will be going forward, which makes it harder for you to turn out through your hips as well. So this is my tougher side, so my hip wants to turn out just like it would if my feet were together. So I have to really be mindful of that. Pull those toes forward, roll inward through my right inner thigh. At the same time, lengthening out up through both armpits, through both sides of the body, chest up, belly in. Finding those counter balances between the fingers and between my right leg, my right foot, my right heel. One more time, get longer. And then you can slowly pull everything back towards your midline. For the back bend, I'm going to go feet hip width distance. Arms cactus arms. And then I'm going to tip up. So I'm like tipping my ribs and my elbows up at the same time. Lift your chest and take your back bend. So I'm actively squeezing my shoulder blades in and tipping up through my elbows. You keep strong legs, strong glutes. You want to play with bending your knees like you're going to do a drop back, or you want to do a full drop back, you can't. And then slowly come all the way back up. And going into our forward fold, I'm going to keep my feet about hip width distance and do the different version of the Padahastasana. So instead of hands behind, I'm going to go hands in front, standing on my palms. Fingers spread wide, particularly if you like to take a balance in this. So you can feel like you can use almost your fingernails pressing down into your mat for a little extra help with the balance. The balance will only make sense if you have very open hamstrings. Otherwise, it's probably going to be impossible. But if you have very open hamstrings, your toes are up massaging your wrists, this is very cozy, comfortable for you, then you could try lifting up one heel, lifting up the other heel, or eventually trying to find the balance where you can lift up both heels. So that's the balance challenge here. And then if you just want to take it deeper into your fold, elbows out, relax your head down, and try to fold more in half. And then look forward, release your hands, and slowly come back up. All right, going into awkward pose. I think I'm going to stay facing the side for this one. So for this version of awkward pose, we're going to keep the feet together. Sorry, I'm going to do the Bikram version first. So let's step out 6 inches apart. And bring your arms up forward. Exhale, sit back into your chair. Belly in, chest lifted, shoulders plugged in. Squeeze your fingers into each other. 6 inches, toes, heels, knees and hands, chin parallel. So try not to tip your chin up as a balance mechanism. Just let your whole torso lean back, pull back. And then come back up. Second part, up onto your tiptoes. Inner thighs rolling in, very strong. And lower yourself down on the tops of your toes. Keep your upper body back. If you're starting to lean your torso forward, that's too far. Better to find the precision. And then you'll maybe find that shake in your legs. I already feel a little shake in mine. You can always come a little higher up on your toes if that's available. Getting more length in the ankles, upper body back, spine straight, shoulders relaxed. And change. Press yourself all the way up. Down on your heels, third part, come up just a little, bring your knees together. You can plug the shoulders in and slowly slide your body down. Finding your hover, where your hips are a little higher than your knees, so you still have all that length in your spine, including your low back. Shoulders plugged in. If you like to lift up a little bit more, try to lift up through the back of the ribs, try to get some space there, so you feel just somewhat longer from your ribs to your waistline. And then slowly come up all the way with control. Right foot back, arms down by your side. Right, now we'll play around with awkward pose chair. So, starting with the feet together, and I sit my hips low, reach down towards the floor, and reach the arms up. Still shoulders plugged in, triceps rolling inwards, so my pinkies feel like they're rolling in. And stay with this version, or I'm going to take the twist, start bringing the hands to heart, prayer position, and then twist over to the side. Twisting options, if this doesn't make sense but you want to do twist, you can also do either the fist, the hand on top of the fist, which usually helps deepen the twist, or a version like this, where you're just starting to turn your torso there. You can also hug your elbow into the side of your knees. For the balance challenge, with any version of the twist, it's going to be on one leg. So I'm going to keep my right foot on the floor, hug my left foot up towards my butt, that might be enough. Or keeping my right leg bent, start to extend the left leg straight back. Still twisting chest to the side. If you're doing that version, slowly reverse your way out, knee back to knee, set the leg down, and bring your arms up, and we'll go right into the other side. Hands to your chest. Again, bring it over to the left. Since I used that time before to demonstrate the options, same thing with timing. Elbow right in the center. You can cup top hand on top of your bottom hand. You can bring your arms over towards the side. But wherever you're at, if you want the balance challenge, weights in the left leg. You can come up onto your right big toe. That's a good starting point. Or you can hover, squeeze in through your legs. Or you can extend the leg back. Keep your left leg bent. That'll build up some strength. Much harder to balance on a bent leg, especially when you're really used to always straightening your leg. Stay in your twist. And then slowly reverse your way back out. Hands back down, all the way, arms up. And for the third part, I'm going to try what I think is a very, very challenging one. So reach your arms back, interlace your fingers, and pull your arms back, chest expansion arms. And then come up off of your heels. So this could be enough, right? And find a place here where you can roll your shoulders back and then sit lower into your chair, up onto your toes. Or if you want to go crazy with it, you can try to round forward towards your knees. This is going to be very similar to standing head to knee. Right? That's a sensation. Standing head to knee, one of the most challenging things is your body wants to shift your weight back, but you have to keep bringing it forward. So it's the same thing here. You have to keep bringing it forward to stand on your toes, draw your ankles in to find stability. At the same time, that makes it much harder for you to round forward to your knees. Determined to do it. Only for a second. And then come back out into your chair and stand up tall, arms down by your side. I did it before filming, just like 5 minutes before filming, so I was determined to get it again. Anyways, getting near it is great. Eagle pose. Arms up over your head. Right arm under the left. Cross and twist. Palms together. Sit your hips low. Right leg up and over. Cross and twist. And try to draw everything towards your center. Squeezing to your midline. Chest lifted. So this is just like when we do the anatomical breathing. The heads of the shoulders need to roll down and back. Keep squeezing into your middle. So this is a good balance pose as is. And then inhale, release it all. Come back up, lift up tall between left arm under, cross and twist. Sit back into your chair, hips low, chest up, left leg up and over, cross it, wrap it around. And keep trying to find that center, so it's the center of your ankle, it's the center of your pelvis, it's the center of your chest, it's everything that zips you up in that one long line so that your nose to navel are in one line and that you feel that same line down towards your big toe. Chest up, shoulders again rolling back to lift you higher, and also can use space in your low spine so you can sit down more. And change, come back up. Arms up. I'm going to go right into the second set. I'm going to do a lunging variation, so that'll give us a little bit of balance. So if you like to try arms and legs together also, that will create more balance. So right arm under, at the same time right leg goes over. And just getting into a quick little version of the posture. You can stay here, take any balance. There's lots of ways you can try to balance in this pose, but I'm going to do it as a lunge because I want more hip opening. So for me, I'm going to unravel my bottom leg, and then same as I did before, I have to just bend this leg and send the leg back. So the last one's a prep, so that I can send this back and find where I am in space. I feel like, ooh, I am too close. So I need to have my legs as parallel lines. So the right hip is forward, left hip is back. Then take a little back bend, inching the elbows away, stretching to the front of the hips. So sit low and press strong through the back of your right leg. Inhale up, and then I'll also round forward and bring the elbows towards the left knee. And then step the right foot back, arms up over your head. Try the same thing on the other side. So left arm under, same time left leg goes over. Finding the posture first, squeezing everything in. Creating space around the major joints of the body. Just square your pelvis off here first. And then start to unravel, keeping that front leg bent. You need that mobility to help you find where you're going to go. Left leg steps back. Ideally, it's this nice line from your center of your glute back towards your big toe, the bottom end of your foot, and your Achilles. And so if you have it already, great. If you need to adjust, square the right hip back, left hip forward, lift your elbows up, and take a little back bend as you press your hips forward and squeeze your left glute, pressing strong with your left hamstring. Inhale, come back up, scoop the belly, round forward, elbows towards knee. And then step the left foot back to meet the right. Come up tall, arms release, arms over your head, arms down by your side. Party if you need to. It's only low 80s, I think, in my house today, and I'm getting a good sweat, that's for sure. All right, moving on to the balance series, where balance is built into the fun. So starting with standing head to knee pose. Shift your weight to your left leg. Bring your right leg up. Round forward. Pick up your foot in front of you. You flex the toes back towards you. Foot's light in the hand. Use your abdominal muscles for the control. Feel the weight around the left foot, left ankle evenly, so you're not leaning out, not sinking back. Same as I mentioned before, you're going to keep sending some weight more forward into that left foot, while also not hyperextending, stacking your joints. Right leg can extend forward if that's available. Flex your toes towards your face. Keep scooping out the belly. The more you scoop the belly, the more you're going to be able to round forward versus just folding over your leg. So if you are ready to start bringing your body forward, start to round. Tuck your chin and squeeze in, shortening that space between your ribs and your hips, forward to knee. Inhale slowly, reverse back out one step at a time. Let's try left leg. So shift your weight into your right leg. Bring your left leg up, make sure the weight tilts out to the side. So just when we did at the beginning, right? Even though we're using this as a balance, the weight couldn't really shift it. If the weight shifted out to the side, we'd lean too far, right? So if you're keeping that long line, we're building up this strength in this outer leg, which is also very important for standing head to knee. So the left leg comes up, round forward. So you're using that outer right leg, the standing leg, the outer part of the leg is what's stabilizing you, and your inner thighs are helping you also with the balance. So keep using both, I guess. Flex your left toes back, shoulders again, relaxed, keep them in the socket. If you're ready, you can extend your leg forward. At first, when we usually do this, the shoulders are coming way out of the socket. So try to roll the shoulders back, find your stability, keep everything stacked, lengthening. The more you scoop your belly, the more you're going to create space in your low back and kick your heel forward. Almost going to feel like your leg got longer. And then if you're ready to start your fold, you can tuck your chin and round in forward to your knee. Change. Slowly come back up, one step at a time, or however you can get out of it. And then for the second set, I'll do the Ashtanga version, the leggies. That was my universal sign for the Ashtanga version, which I can never remember the whole Uttita Padangusthasana, maybe, something like that. So for this one, I'm gonna kick my leg into my fingers. You can do this whole thing holding onto the knee, especially if the shoulder will not go back in to get the toes. Maybe that's a better version for now. So either picking up your foot or kicking your foot into your hand. First part, leg can go as long as it can go, but still keeping your shoulder plugged in. Still keeping yourself lifting up tall. And not leaning out to the side, so this is lifting up the standing outer part of the leg. Then I'm going to rotate to bring my leg out to the side. So my butt has not started to shift back behind me or twist back behind me. I'm still doing this with my hips as square in front as I can, and just externally rotating through my right leg and shoulder plugged in. And then come back to center, and you get to let go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Same thing on the other side. You can hold the knee. If you are kicking into your hand, part of that is not, so you're not reaching out to get it. You have to actually let your foot reach your hand versus straining, bring your shoulder out to get your foot. This hand can serve a purpose, so use this hand as much as you need to. It's going to help keep that right leg active, keep your body from leaning to the side. So if you're kicking into your hand, bend your knee first, and then kick. Don't let your fingers reach out. You have to get your foot to it, shoulder plugged in, so if you need to, pull that shoulder back. And keep pressing out through your left heel. Squeeze your glutes. They're always going to be one of your best muscles to think about when you're trying to balance. Lift up through your lower belly. And again, you can go higher as long as you can keep your alignment. And we'll rotate out to the side. This hip is a lot less rotational ability for me, so I'm trying to rotate my hip without just turning my torso, turning my body. Actually, the act of looking over your shoulder, your opposite shoulder, is a balance challenge, but it can also help you twist or rotate more through your thigh. So that can be a way to get a little bit more external rotation instead of just twisting your body. And then back to center. I did on the other side, so I have to do it on this side. We're going to hold no hands. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Going into our standing bow next. So, right side, right hand up, palm facing up. Pick up your right foot inside at your ankle joint. Left arm up, squeeze your inner thighs, lift your chest, look forward, charge your leg back and, or kick your leg back and charge forward through your torso, lengthening forward. Draw your shoulder forward. At the same time, pull the right shoulder back so they're acting as these counterbalances for each other. Toes point up, directly up behind you so you have that same line as you did in the lunge. Right? Lunges are very similar to this movement. I'm getting a big stretch to the front of my hip, activating a lot through the back of my standing leg. Kick into your hands, stretch forward in front of you, just 10 more seconds. And slowly reverse your way back out. Let's try the other side. Shift your weight to your right leg. Left hand out. Pick up your left foot inside at your ankle joint. And try to find that connection from your sit bones towards your Achilles tendon. One long line when you kick. Right arm up. Reach top of the ceiling. Lift your chest. And charge and kick. And that equal simultaneous pressure. So you're opening up. Stretching long through the front of your body. Activating the paraspinal muscles that help with the back bend, the muscles that run along your spine. Left shoulder pulled back, right shoulder coming forward, equal to each other, toes pointed up. And working very hard through that outer right thigh so that you don't lean into the outer right thigh. Zip up to the inner leg. Left shoulder pulled back, find your balance, 10 more seconds. And change, slowly reverse your way back out of it. For the second set, usually we'll do a version holding at the big toe to get a little bit more shoulder mobility, chest mobility, or working into the full version of the posture. I'm going to try one that's more fun for me, the mermaid version. Not sure if I'm ready, but hopefully the lunge got a little stretch in this hip. So this one will only make sense if you can bring your leg, your elbow, your foot has to go all the way up the inside of your elbow crease, right? So it's going to create a lot of stretch in the front of the hip. So if you'd like to try this one, you bring your foot back, kind of like you're going to do your bow leg pose, and then you just slide in. That's where the sweat can be helpful. So you slide in until you can get your foot all the way up into the crook of your elbow, and then left arm comes over, fingers touch each other, they get a little bind. You can find that same sense of stretching from your elbow to your elbow and kicking back into your hand. If you're too sweaty, I can feel my foot's trying to escape, so see where you can go with it. And then try the other side. So if you're doing this one, again, the foot's got to slide up into the whole crook of your elbow, so a good little warm-up would be here. You could stay and take some kind of balance, squeezing in and reaching your arm forward, which would be excellent version of this, or sliding up into the crook of your elbow. Fingers reach up, other arm reaches up and over. Give it a little grip, and then tilt the body forward. At the same time, you're still kicking into your elbow and reaching your elbows apart from each other. And then slowly reverse back out. Next is the balancing stick. So just 10 seconds, one long line. Feet together, arms up over your head. And I'm just going to cross my thumbs. You can do the full inner left grip if that's helpful. Look forward, step your right leg forward, chest up, and bring your body down. And stay stacked directly over your center, so not leaning forward into your toes or back into your heel. Just even around your ankle. Left toe straight back behind you, reach forward. And change, come back up. Same thing other side, left leg steps forward, chest up, and bring your body down. Just leveraging as much as your leg goes down, your body, or as much as your leg comes up, your body goes down. Strengthen around your standing leg, lengthen back through your right toes, toenails towards the floor, back of your right knee to the ceiling. And change, come back up. Left leg back, arms down. For the second set, I'm going to do the split arm. So you take a back bend, your arms split, and I'm going to try it on my toes. It's generally comfortable for me. I know for most people that's not. So, you know, we all have our quirks. For me, very comfortable being on my toes, probably because I'm so short. Spend a lot of time on tiptoe. So, feet together, arms up over your head. Look forward, right leg steps forward. And launch off, going forward just like you normally would, and then split the arms, press your chest forward. Same thing as before, you're balancing out as much as your chest is going forward and down, your leg is going back and up. And then if you wanted to try tiptoes, reverse back out. Try the other side. Look forward, left leg step forward, chest up. The longer you are, the easier it's going to be for the balance and the control. So keep reaching long. Reach your arms back. Keep stretching out through each finger, through each part of the inside and outside of your wrists. And then adding on that extra balance challenge if you want it. Still backward bending, squeezing in through the muscles of your back and reaching wide across your ribcage, chest forward. And then come back up. Left leg back and arms down by your side. The next is separate leg stretch. So, feet together, arms up over your head, step your right leg up to the right. Arms down parallel to the floor. Chest up and lower yourself down. Your body down from your lower spine. So again, folding from the creases, the folds of your hips. You can get your traditional grip at your heels and start to reach forward through your chest, lengthening through your spine. Elbows go out to the side or maybe back behind your calves, just depending on your own dimensions. And then slowly come back up. So I'm going to go right into the balance challenge for the second set. Balance challenge might just be a different arm position. Big toe grip could be a good one, so I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to do a headstand. Headstand is something I really love here. I love this entrance to headstand, it's my favorite. So if you have a comfortable headstand with your palms to the floor, that's an option. If not, I would stick to holding the big toes or another version of this posture. So for a big toe grip, fold forward just like we did last time. Hold the big toes with their peace sign fingers. Elbows go out to the side. And the chest goes forward. If you like to try the headstand, hands come about shoulder width apart. You might need to widen your legs. And that could also be a balance challenge. You could just do this as like a leg stretch, a savasanas, side splits. So you could try to balance like this. Just be careful, there's no strain on your knees. Or going just wide enough to bring your head to the floor, where you still have some action through your legs. And hands about a 90-degree angle is a good starting point. If you like a fancy variation, I'm going to do something else that's comfortable for me. And starting to shift up, you can keep the legs wide or bring them together. If you're really looking to get the cherry on top, pull in, belly button back towards spine, trying to get out of the body. Usually when you're upside down, away from gravity, we accelerate the arch of the low back. So you have to think about that. Zip up like you're zipping up a pair of pants a little bit more. Or squeeze your butt a little bit. And try to get a straighter line. And then if you are in a inversion, slowly coming out after the fact. But if you want to just jump into a crow, you could jump into a crow. I'll just jump into a crow in case anybody's like, well, headstand's not happening, but crow could happen. Hands shoulder width apart, knees coming up. I like to do this with my feet together, but you can do however works for you to bring your knees up as high as they can, arms wrapping in, lift off into a crow. Or maybe playing with one foot up off the floor. Shift your weight forward, looking forward generally helps. And then, wherever you were in, you're going to come out the same way you began. So heel to the feet back out and lift yourself back up. Right, going into triangle pose, I'm just going to keep the legs nice and wide. So right foot turns out, bend through your right knee, and move your arms. Elbow towards knee, shoulders stack on top of each other, getting long through the left side body. So if you can see, like I have the screen, I can see that I needed to sit down a little bit more. Roll your chest and your right ribs forward. You're going to draw your tail back towards your left heel. At the same time, externally rotating, rolling out through your right thigh. inhale, slowly reverse your way back out. Bring your right foot into your left foot out. And into your left knee. Take your bounces if you need, or just getting right there. Shoulders over hips. So on this side again, my hips way less compliant. So sometimes I'll physically move it, or I move this thigh versus just kind of like shoving myself into position and twisting through the left leg more. And then reverse. Lengthening through the sides of your body. Look up past your right fingertips. Okay, try to stack your shoulders, not just your fingers. The left ribs forward, stacking up through your rib cage. Ribs are over your hips. Weight spot even through both legs. So that's another indication if you're not quite in that full long line, is you have more weight in one leg than the other. Torso's kind of sinking or leaning. So press down the outer edge of your right foot. Roll out through your left upper thigh. And stretch longer. Make a nicer, bigger sensation of the triangle-shaped gap. And then inhale, come back up. Left foot in. I'm going to stay in this wide leg position and just go right into our balance set. So for the balance set, right foot turns out, left foot turns in slightly. Bend your right knee. I'm going to bring the arms up over the head. This is the first time I do that full interlocked grip. And then bring the body over to the right. So there's no line with this one. I'm going to use your arms to support you. Keep lengthening the sides of your body. If this isn't all that balancey or exciting, you can also come up off of your right heel. Still rolling your chest, so getting that nice balance. If you are coming off your heel, make sure the weight is not shifting out to the pinky toe side or drawing your big toe in a rotation down. You're still right in the center. And then come back up and reverse out. I'm going to keep my arms up and just transfer rotation. So bend the left leg and find that rotation from your left thigh. Hips balanced. Bring your torso over. So still rolling the chest forward with the arms like this. It's harder, to do that. Or easier to notice when you can't do it when you've been cheating a little bit. When it's been a challenge because you don't have the pressure of the elbow. You can stay there. Add the heel up. Okay, make sure the weight's not shifting right or left. Weight still in the center. Pressing through the big toe, but not leaning or tilting out to the side. Longer through the whole torso. And then slowly reverse back out. Turn the left foot in, right foot back, and arms down by your side. Standing separate leg, head to knee. A little bit shorter stance, but still stepping out. Arms up. Right leg step out to the right. Make sure it's not a tiny stance though. Right toes forward. Back for around 45 degrees. Square your hips. Again, weights even through both legs. Tuck your chin. Exhale, round down over your right leg. Bring your forehead towards your knee. Bend your knee as much as you need to when you're looking up at yourself. Notice if you need to. Roll that right hip back, left hip forward. Just like the lunge, very similar. Keep arms by ears. Straight arms. And change. Again, this is mostly about using your abdominal muscles to get that length in the back body. So pivot over to the other side, square your hips. And one way you'll know too is you'll feel like right now I feel like working through my right glute. I feel like nothing in my left glute. So that means I have to really activate more through my left leg. So I can feel like I can use both glutes. Tuck your chin, exhale, round down over your left leg, forward to your knee. Okay, you might need to roll your back hip a little forward, your forward hip a little bit back. Make adjustments. I didn't take enough of a stance, so that's the challenge for me on this side. How can I take a long enough stance and activate my left leg? Change. Slowly come back up. Chin release at the top. Back to center. And we'll just pivot again for the second set, balance set. Do this as the flamingo. So if you're not familiar with this one, you can watch and then join in. I'm going to fold forward with a flat back. So just hinging over the leg. And then reach the hands back a little bit behind on the fingertips. So thumbs are forward towards the heel, fingers are out to the side. And then make sure you feel this lift up through your right leg, so you're not leaning out. That right butt's not leaning out. Right butt's lifting up and back. Perch onto your left big toe, and then draw your left knee to your right knee. So I'm still sending my weight back into my right leg, which is going to really feel this in my, I feel it in my IT band quite a bit. So it's a really nice stretch for that outer hip and outer leg. And definitely a balance component. If you'd like to transfer this into standing splits, walk your hands forward and send your left leg straight up. Balance component here could be playing with one hand up off the floor, around your ankle, your calf, or both. And then if you did that one, reverse your way out the same way, back into flamingo. Send the leg down and slowly come back up. And we'll switch sides. And square your hips. You should be able to use both legs. Bring your body forward. So as you reach long forward, opposite, moving around, we scoop. Reaching forward through my chest, through my bottom ribs. So my hands will naturally want to land way forward in front of my foot. Tense and back, thumbs towards the heel. Shift your weight forward. You're still going to keep some weight back though in that leg. Right foot pops up, knee towards knee. And then again, shifting the weight back slightly, so it should be a really great stretch for your left outer leg. IT band. You can stay here, keeping this balance challenge. Like, how can you get that stretch while not toppling back? We're not overworking anything through the back of the leg. If you have very unrestricted hamstrings, don't overdo it here. If you want the splits, hands can come forward, leg shifts up from that position. It makes it harder to externally rotate, but you can still externally rotate. So look up and see that your toes are facing more down than into the side. You can bring one hand behind, so the left hand on the side would be the one that would probably want to go behind first. I feel like a balance. It's easier with your right hand down when you're on your left leg, or you can try with both. If you're trying both, elbows out will help you balance. Elbows in will make it harder. And then slowly retrace your steps to come out. And send your right leg down. Reach your arms forward and lift all the way back up. And turn back to center. Right foot back, arms down by your side. All right, we're going to go to tree pose, toe stand. And for tree and toe, I'm just going to do tree and toe first set and then play around a little bit second set. So for tree, right leg up. Rotate out and bring your heel up towards your costume. Gently let your knee relax down, shoulders aligned, waistband even. So your weight's not shifting out to the sides, everything's lifting up tall. One or both hands to the center of your chest, shoulders down, ribs in, belly in. If you did the handstand, headstand, and you were trying to get that length, it's the same thing here. Right? You naturally want to arch back a little here. So pull, lengthen your low back and lift up, create space between your pelvis and your navel. And if you're ready for a toe stand, you can try to start bringing your body forward. Bring the hands to the floor. Bend your left knee. Finding your balance spot across the front of your foot. If you've done a lot of these on your toes and feeling like you don't have the strength, be careful with this, right? This is a strength pose. And then slowly come back up. I'm going to do no hands. And right leg down. Let's try the other side. Left leg comes up. And rotate out. Let's try your heel up. Gently let your knee relax down. Don't force anything. Shoulders over hips. So that would be also the back of your head would be in line with your low back. Left hand up. If you don't need the right hand, bring it up. And keep rotating the hip more open, lifting up through the glutes, strong glutes. Creating that lift up by pulling your belly button back, creating space here, create space in your low back, ribs in. And you can go down from your tree into a toe stand. I haven't done it on this side in quite a while, so I'm not sure if it'll work on this side for me, but we'll see. Hands come to the floor, and then you can bend your right knee and sit down. Oh, feels not too bad actually. And then find your balance. Squaring everything off. Thighs parallel to the floor. And slowly come back up. Careful coming out of these. Take your time. Left leg down. Okay, so this can be a time for lots of fun hip movements that are more relaxed, like pigeon. I'm going to do something kind of crazy called short person savasanas. Right leg comes up, foot into your hip crease. So just like you were going onto your toe stand, your hands come down to the floor, but instead of then bending your left leg and going into your toe stand, I'm going to bring my right knee to the floor. So I'm going to walk my hands more forward, bend into my left leg, and try to set my right knee down. So it's like I'm trying to get that femur straight. And then you cannot use your hands, that's not safe. Move my hands over here so you can see. I'm going to try, ideally if I was able to set my knee down closer to my heel would be better, but I'm just going to try to walk my foot up, kind of rotating through my hip to bring my foot closer so I can just put my heel right in that little nook between my upper and lower leg. Once I can get that nook, balance not too bad. You can set something in front of you and use that, or lift off. I had to do this one because this is definitely a big balance pose. Trying to lift up as tall as you can. And then slowly bring the left leg down. You can come all the way out or tuck your toes and come out the same way you came in. And right leg down. And do the same thing on the left side. Left side, I cannot get my foot in the crook between the leg, but it still feels like a great hip opener. So if this makes sense for you, give it a try. If it doesn't, like I said, pigeon is a great one. You can do another tree or toe. If you are doing this one, you need to be able to bend forward, get your hands to the floor, obviously. Hands to the floor. And again, you can rotate the left knee down, trying to bring it, ideally if you could just set it down right behind your right heel so you're very close. That's the most easy way to make this possible. Otherwise, starting to kind of rotate your hip and walk your right foot in closer. That's about as close as I think I can get it. And then you can stay here. You can also do a version of this on one leg. So I'll demo that too. Getting as much of that lift I can through my left leg, creating the sensation of balance, hip opening. Otherwise, the version on one leg is with one leg down and balancing. So you're on your knee, your shin, and then balancing, trying to lift up tall and square your waist. I need to vacuum, so don't mind me if I'm picking up little bits of things and tossing them throughout class. And then hands back to the floor, slowly reversing your way back out. I'm coming out in a way that's safe. And then just for funsies, take one more balance challenge here, a pistol squat, because that's very similar. If you want to work on the strength to do no hands, toe stand, or to come in and out, toe stand more with more ease, pistol squat's the way to go. So, hands to the hips, right leg up, bend your left leg, see if you can lower down. You can come up onto your toes. For most people, that's less comfortable. Just make sure you're not straining your knee. If you have any knee injuries, this is one to be very cautious of. And then when you hover at the bottom, press yourself back up. Let's try the other side. Weights in the right leg. Left leg forward. You can hold the foot if you need to. It doesn't have to be super high, obviously. Just make sure your leg is tracking where you want. Your knee is going to track over your ankle as you lower. These are hard. Find your hover. And I already know this one's going to be a tough one to come out of. Ooh. So if you have to let your butt go down to the floor, that'll make coming up a lot harder. But, you know, one thing at a time. Okay, that's our standing series. And so I'm going to lie down, take a savasana, have a sip, take a savasana. Your heels touch, your feet just fall out naturally. Arms close, palms facing up along the sides of your body. Lengthen through your spine. Let everything soften. I'm already running a little bit behind on time, so I won't stay here too long. That's a nice thing about practicing at home. If you need a longer savasana, you can always pause the video and take a little bit extra time for a longer break. I'm just going to move right into wind relieving pose. So left leg long, lift your right leg up. Interlace your fingers a couple inches below your right knee. Pull your knee to your right shoulder, right armpit. Keep everything stacked. Look down the center of your body, chin tucked. Change, bring your right leg down. Lift your left leg up. Interlace your fingers. Pull your left knee towards your shoulder, armpit. Look down, create that steady pressure. Bring your left leg down. Both legs lift up. Bring your knees towards your chest. Get your grip and relax your shoulders towards the floor. Lengthening through your spine. And then relax down. We're still fitting a little ab interlude in here between the sets. So if you'd like to play along with ab interlude, it'll be quick, but strenuous. We're going to try first to go up into a boat. So this is a challenging one, but it's not that different from our sit-ups really. So the legs are going to lift up like same pressure you apply when you extend your legs out for your heels to sit up. We're going to use that to help lift the legs. And instead of using the pressure through the arms to curl up, we'll use the pressure of the arms up to the side to lift up. So, lengthening out, start to tuck your chin slightly, curl your arms, sending your arms out to the side, curling your chest, and then like little puppet strings, just lift your legs up, find your boat. You can always do this with your knees bent. Keep scooping the belly, shoulders plugged in, wide across your collarbones. We're just going to lower and lift. Any amount, just as a way to work our balance while we do our abs. Five more lower lifts. And the next time you're up, cross your left foot over your right. Roll into your right butt. And try to hover on your right butt. Scooping your belly, reaching your arms, lengthening out through your legs. And then switch. Opposite ankle on top, roll to the left butt. And one more time, roll to the right. And roll to the left. And then come back to center and lower everything down. Quick but effective. At least I feel it. And then for our second set of wind relieving, maybe not so much balance, but we'll play a little bit with the possibilities here. So left hand to your left thigh, bring your right leg up. I'm going to take half happy baby. So you can stay half happy baby, holding on wherever makes sense at your right foot. I'm holding my big toe. Keep your shoulder plugged in towards the floor. Keep lengthening out through your left leg. That does not shift. I'm still trying to draw my right knee as close as I can to the floor. And then switch sides. Right hand to your right hip. Left hand holds the left foot, wherever's ergonomical for you. But again, just practicing like you would in your standing version, right? Not going to let the shoulder pull up. Shoulder stays plugged down to the floor. That's important. I'm still rolling inward slightly with my left leg and trying to relax this left knee closer to the floor. And then left leg down. For both legs, full heavy baby. Or you can try a bind here. I'm not at all confident that I can get the bind, but working towards it where you can start to get your knees feeling like they're going to go lower than your torso. If you feel like that's happening, for me to do it, honestly, I'm lifting my low spine a little bit up off the floor. I'm curling a little bit there. But if you can start to get that, maybe you can get kind of a half bind here. So you can bring your arms and your torso inside your legs, or you can start to reach your hands behind. And maybe bind your hands, or just use this, take a little rock. Right and left. It'll feel a little bit like a balance pose. Yeah, because I wasn't getting stuck on one side or the other. Definitely a balance component. Okay, and then reverse out the same way you came in. Just line the head, pulling the legs down, and release legs long on your mat. Time for a sit up. Flex your feet, arms up over your head, slight tuck at the chin. Make sure you feel that pulling in and up through your low abdomen. And curl up. Shh, shh. And we'll flip over onto the belly to do some spine strengthening. First set, starting with our good old cobra. Hands in close along the sides of your chest. Fingers forward, legs long back. Zip up your legs. Inhale slowly. Start to bring your chin forward, gaze forward, shoulders down, elbows in. Rolling yourself up, getting as much of that activity as you can, upper, middle, and lower back. Doing the abs segment really helps my back bends. Definitely stronger back bends after some abs. And then slowly lower down. And for the second set, let's see, I'm going to try an arms wide version, which is not really balanced, but something a little different. So arms are coming at a 90 degrees angle, fingers are tented up. Inhale, lift up. Make sure the shoulders aren't coming up towards your ears. And lengthening out long through your legs. Just seeing if you can feel a little bit something different, working different in your spine. Maybe tapping into something you don't always find in this pose. And slowly lower down. Sometimes I'll just find when I do that a little bit slightly different action at my, mid-upper back. And look to the right. I'm just going to do the savasanas after each set for time purposes. So. Next is savasanas, locust pose, so arms underneath. Chin on the toe, left leg relaxed, extend long through your right leg, lift your right leg up.
lower down. Same thing, relax now through your right leg, left leg, extend back and lift up. And lower down. Turn your mouth, both legs lift, inhale, both legs up. And lower down. Keep your arms there. Second set for a balance challenge. You can walk your knees up to your fingers, and that could be a balance challenge. Do one leg at a time, like that, or you can also lift off for more. This is a lot of stretch for your throat, so I would not recommend this if you have neck issues, if this does not feel good. All right, right leg lifts. And then lower it down. Switch to your left leg. And lower it down. Slowly, carefully walk your legs back. And you can either lift one leg and try to let the other one meet it. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll do one each side, so it won't be a long hold, or wide leg entrance into the posture is a nice change of pace as well. And keep your mouth down or choose to bring your chin forward. Left leg. So I'm going to lift my right and try to lift my left up to meet it. And then lower everything. And now I'm going to do it on the other side for balance. So lift the left and try to use the right to meet it. And lower. For your arms, look left. Right here on the towel or mat, relax. Chin forward, moving on to our savasana. So, bring your arms out to the side, Purna savasana. Chin forward, legs long, inhale. Everything lifts up. Chest up, chin up. Roll the ribs up. Eventually, just your hip bones on the floor. Change, slowly lower down. For the second set, we're going to do one of my favorite variations. This is going to be an active pose. I'm going to use cactus arms and forward, cactus and forward. So each time I do the cactus arms, I'm going to try to lift a little bit higher. Just back a little bit on the mat. So starting with the arms forward and front, Superman variation. Inhale, everything lifts. And then I squeeze my elbows back, lift my chest. Reach your arms forward, stay at that height, and then squeeze back, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. 3 more times. Arms come forward. Every time you come back, see if you can get a little bit more lift. Forward, come back higher. Last time forward, and come back higher. And lower down. Look towards the right. Relax savasana. And then chin forward, we'll go into our bow pose. So bring your legs up. Get your normal grip, a couple of inches below your toes. Relax your shoulders, chin on the towel. Inhale, slowly kick into your hands. And let your upper body be pulled up. Let your legs come up. And the whole spine working. And relax your shoulders. Squeeze in slightly through your shoulder blades. Chin up, eyes up. Take your legs back behind you. And change. For the balance version of this posture, I'm going to do side bow. I'm going to do roll to the side. So it's definitely a bit of a balance challenge here. If you've never done this one before, a good way to keep your alignment too is to touch your toes when you roll, so that you'll kind of have that idea where you are in space. So we start the same, kicking into the bow. And then I'm just going to roll to my left.
Still trying to create the bow shape. And then roll back to center.
Re-expand. Roll to the right.
Bow shape, option to touch the big toes. And roll back to the center.
Re-expand. And then relax. Arms by your sides, look left. Savasana. Chin on the toe. Hands underneath you. You can press into a plank if you like. And bring your knees up, setting up for our fixed firm pose. And kneel down position. Open up your knees as wide as you need. Snuggle your hips down in between your heels. And slowly lower yourself back. You have to stay part way. If you're comfortable here, you can lower all the way down. And then your head, your back of your head, your whole upper body to the floor, creating a back bend. Chin tucked, back of your neck flat. Put your shoulders down, widen your arms, and look down, center of your body. And then slowly bring your hands back towards your feet. And come back up. And again, we're going to go right into our second version. So for your second version, I'm going to do one leg at a time. So right leg goes forward. So there's a little bit of a balance to this because you want to rock to the side. So if you're doing this version, you're going to stay curled in, or you can also kind of just like a figure four. So right leg forward, lower yourself back. And then you can stay there. You can bring your right foot down, or you can go into a figure four here. So in figure four, just there's no way about it. You're going to be kind of tipped to the side. As you do that, it's going to be a nice stretch for the left outer hip. So as long as the balance isn't throwing you off, or you feel like you're working the wrong thing, or you feel unstable in a dangerous way, this is just going to be kind of a balance that maybe feels a little strange. And then slowly reverse your way back out. And I'll switch sides. Left leg goes forward, right leg tucks back. And lower yourself down. And be aware of where you are. So this could be a good place to stay. Bringing the sole of your foot to the floor will help you. For me, that helps me like tip up and find that center of my pelvis again, find that center of my sacrum. Stay there, or again, you can add that figure four. This hip is a lot more restricted. So since my left hip can do less, I'm going to get you in deeper stretch here in my outer right hip. So for me, this feels good. But if it's like pulling to the side and straining your ankle that's on the floor, anything like that, obviously you have to be mindful. You know, a lot of times we talk about, finding that like pain, so there's the stretching, there's that sensation, and then there's like really true, your body's trying to tell you that's not a good place to be. So, finding those subtleties sometimes not always easy. And if you're in this variation, again, reverse out one step at a time. And then we'll relax for savasana. Flex your feet, arms up over your head, and curl up. We're going to turn around for your half tortoise. So kneel down, tops of the feet flat to the floor. Arms up over your head, chin up, look forward, and lower yourself down. Bring your body down from your lower spine. And keep lengthening your hips back. Reach your chest forward. space across your shoulders. Inhale slowly, come back out. Arms down by your side. Again, going right into our second set. Second set, dolphin. That's probably a balance pose for most. Or if it's not a balance pose, not challenging anymore, one leg dolphin or the full forearms down. So, for dolphin, make sure that when you bring your hands down, your forearms down, your elbows don't go wider than your shoulders. Good trick is to hold on to your biceps or your elbows and then bring your hands back forward. I like to touch my thumbs. The hands sometimes come in. Some people even like to do with their palms together or the hands interlaced. That can help with tight shoulders sometimes, but the most important thing is the elbows don't sink in. Everything else is with the hands is negotiable. All right, so from here, tuck your toes, and this might be your pose, right? Lifting up, pressing up, and stacking. So you're not sinking down to your shoulders, you're pressing away from the floor. Eyes forward towards your thumbs. Or you can play with making this a balance pose by lifting one leg. If that feels very unstable, then obviously that's a good place to work, right? Finding the place where it feels you feel like you can still press away from the floor. And if you'd like to try the balance, probably the wall is a good place to start, but maybe starting to get a little hop, one leg in the air, other leg hops. Eventually both legs come up, still pressing away from the floor, still looking forward. And then slowly, carefully, legs down. You take a quick child's pose. And relax on your back. Flex your feet, bring your arms up over your head. Tuck your chin, curl up. Shh, shh. And then we'll turn around for our camel. Knees 6 inches, feet 6 inches, hands to your hips. Lift your chest and start to look back. Traditional way would be palms down. For me, palms up is where I need to be right now. So you can do it with your palms down, find that support there. Just make sure you are lifting up. Hips forward, shoulders back. Or maybe you're already ready to go back, hands to your feet. Pay attention to where you need to be. And then slowly come back up. And for the second set, there's a bit of balance challenge with wheel, or there can be. So if you'd like to try a wheel with one leg in the air can be a balance challenge if wheel is not a balance challenge for you. If back bending and balancing don't seem like a smart combination, then by all means stick to not adding in something that's a balance challenge. But if you'd like it, feet hip width distance, hands come up by your ears. Keep the feet going forward so they often won't turn out to the side. So like you're squeezing a block in between your legs. You can always use your head as a halfway point, but don't bring a lot of weight into your head. You can stack up to your head and then lift off. Maybe coming up onto the toes is more of a balance challenge. Maybe being down on the heels is going to give you more sensation. Don't be here too long, so just find a place where you feel like you're getting something interesting, something valuable. I just love these. They're such a great stretch for the front of the body. And again, if you want to try that one leg up balance challenge, I would take the other foot and bring it to the center before you lift the leg up.
And then you come out if you walked closer. You'll have to be careful coming out slowly and realigning that space. And go into your savasana. Your legs go long. Arms by your sides. Flex your feet. Arms overhead. And curl up. Rabbit. Kneel down position. Tops of your feet flat to the floor. Have your heels. Tuck your chin, scoop your belly. Round in forward to your knees. Lift your hips up. Slowly curl back up. For the second set, I'm going to do a variation that I love, but it only makes sense if you're very comfortable in this posture and you know you can do it with virtually no weight in your head. If you're unsure, do it without your head even touching the floor and see if you can do it, right? Similar to something I did at the beginning of class. Got the chest expanded arms and rounded around my forehead to my knees, on my toes, right? The balance challenge and awkward pose. So if you'd like to try it, you can do it that way. And keep your head off the floor, just forward to your knees. That should really get into the good stuff. If you are bringing your head to the floor, virtually no weight on your head. Tuck around. Slowly come back up. And again, relax back into your savasana. Flex your feet, arms up. Curl up. And then we'll come into our separate leg stretching. So right leg out, left leg in. Heeling close, touching along the right side of your thigh. Arms up. Bring your torso over towards the right. Grab your right foot. Round your spine forward to your knee. Roll into the left, just square your shoulders and your hips. Bring your left knee down. And you'll come back up. We'll switch sides. Right leg in, left leg out. Square your hips, turn left, grab your left foot. Tuck your chin, round in, forward to your knee. Elbows on the side of the calf. Scoop your belly. Flex your toes back, send your heel forward. Again, externally rotating with the right leg. Roll that right leg out and down. Inhale, come back up. And then bring both legs forward. I'm going to skip the setup and just go forward into the forward fold. Hold your big toes. If you need to bend your knees and slowly fold forward, do so. Otherwise, just starting to bring your torso over, leading with the bottom ribs, chest forward, chin forward. Stretch your body over your legs. And inhale, slowly come back up. Again, we're going to do this as a second set right away. So for the second set, I'm going to try a version. We're going to do a little bit of balancing. So let's bring the left leg in. Right foot comes to the ankles in front of the toes. And then we're going to lift the right leg up. And you can hold it here, left hand to your left knee, or practice in the strength, arms up, hold the leg up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it back down. Do the same thing on the other side. Right leg in. So maybe some balance challenge here. Maybe it'll help for something coming up later. Again, sitting up tall, find the center of your space. You can hold your big toe and lift it up. Shoulder stays plug in if you're continuing to hold on to the foot, but why hold on when you can let go?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it back down. And then we'll finish with a wide leg version of the forward fold. So flex your toes, start to bring your body forward, rolling from your hips, your pelvis, so you can feel that you can flatten out, like your belly is just going to go to the floor in front of you. Maybe it does, so I'm jealous. So make sure you're not like touching your chin if your belly's not there. Your belly will be the first thing to touch the floor. And then everything else can follow as you just fold in half. And slowly come back up. Careful bringing the legs back in. Relax back, savasana. Flex your feet, arms up. Tuck your chin, curl up. Shh, shh. And we'll go for a spine twist. Left leg in front, right leg over, heel to the corner of the knee. You can always keep the bottom leg long. Right arm behind, left arm up. Palm the knee if that's available. Put your left toes back, right arm can stay there. Wrap around your back. Shoulders down, chin parallel to your shoulder. Look behind you and twist. And then turn, gaze back to center. We'll switch sides. Ideally, if you can do these without your hands, do these without your hands. Left arm behind, right arm up. And palm the knee. Lift through your chest. Point your left toes. Look back behind you. Roll the shoulders down. And take your twist. Try to line up your shoulders. Lift through both sides of your torso. Chin parallel to your shoulder. And twist back to center. All right, for a balance challenge in the twist, well, I think I'm just going to do a version of the supine twist. Not sure if you'll be able to see this well, but we'll see what we can do. So, from supine, from lying on your back, I'm going to first send my left leg long, bring my right leg up, hand to the outer edge of my right leg, and just roll on over to your left. So you could stay here, right? If you want the balance challenge, this leg would go out long and the long leg would curl in. So my left leg is curling in. I'm going to reach back with my right hand to grab it, and then my top leg will go out and I'll extend that into my other hand. For me, this is going to be much more of a hip opener than a twist. Not hip opener, but a hip stretch. I'm going to feel a deep stretch that outer right leg, top leg, and my right shoulder comes a little bit up off the floor. So if you want more of a twist, this might not be the choice, but if this is a decent enough twist and you want that stretch in your hip, it's a goodie. And we'll try the other side, so just carefully coming back out. Extend your right leg long, up and letting it go over to the side. You can stay here, look over the opposite shoulder, keep the shoulders down, get more of that twist to the upper back. Or if you'd like to play with this contraption, you can take the bottom leg, reach it back, left hand will grab that foot, right hand grabs the top leg, foot, extend it out, try to roll that shoulder, left shoulder back so you are getting as much twist as you can from it. And look over your shoulder. Press out through that left heel if you want to feel more stretch in the left thigh, left hip. And then slowly reverse back to center. Extend your legs long, savasana. Flex your feet, bring your arms up overhead. And curl up. Shh, shh. All right, fine, while breathing, kneel down position or sit in another way that's comfortable. So I'm going to do 2 sets. First set, kneeling position. Second set, I'll take a balanced position, legs in the air. So remember Kapalabhati breathing, just pushing the air out. I'm going to push the air out through the mouth, pulling the belly in each time. Shoulders relaxed, spine straight. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, so second set could remain the same. You could mix it up if you don't quite want the balance, but you want to give it something to try. We did this version of this thing before. You could do this, a half version. Kapalabhati like this. Switch. Kapalabhati like this. And do 60 breaths. So if you like to be responsible for that, you switch at 30. Otherwise, bring your feet in, both big toes. Again, make sure the shoulders aren't coming up. Shoulders come down. You gotta find your balanced spot. So you could try by tipping yourself back and holding, finding a place where you can hold. You could stay here, right? This is already definitely a balance, and it'll be a harder position to Kapalabhati in. Otherwise, you can extend your legs out, shoulders plug in, lift up, Kapalabhati. That was 60 by my count. If you want to just take an added balance challenge here, flex your feet slightly, lift your chest, and tip your chin up and back. And then bring your chin back to level, and fold your legs in. You've completed this class. It went over the time that I intended it to be, so a nice long class. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take your savasana, take your time. It's an important part of your practice, even when you practice for a long time, even when you're practicing at home. Namaste.